This is Trunk Nation, where rock fans go to talk all things rock.
Get exposed to something that they normally don't listen to.
With host Eddie Trunk.
Bring your own beer. Gotta love that.
SiriusXM Fashion Talk.
All right, we are live from the SiriusXM studios at the Wynn Las Vegas. It's Eddie Trunk, Trunk Nation here on Faction Talk 103 or the SiriusXM app. I just thinking about it, the last time I interviewed this guy face-to-face, you're not going to remember this. Maybe you will. We were in Key West.
Oh, yeah.
In that little trailer.
Yeah, I just happened to be there.
Yeah. Rock Island.
Right. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Vince Neil, good to see you, brother.
Hey, good to see you, bro.
Yeah, man. You were just there hanging out, I remember. You were watching Lit. You were there with the guys in Lit, and we were just having a good time. And you're like, yeah, I had to get out of the cold in Nashville. I had no idea this was going on.
Yeah, I heard a band outside my, on a pier outside my room, and they're playing like Kiss songs and AC/DC and some Motley stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on here? And then I found out there's that the concert.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're not doing it anymore, but that was fun because I remember I hosted that and I was like, what's Vince doing? Like, wait, did Vince get added to the bill? And you're like, no, bro, I'm just here hanging out, having a good time. It was great.
Yeah.
So back in Vegas, you lived here for many, many years.
Yeah, 28 years.
Yeah. How does it feel to be back in town? You love coming here still?
Yeah. There's a lot of places that I like to eat and drink, and places that I've haunted before, and I go back to the old stomping grounds.
You still have some businesses here. You had a restaurant here, the Tattooado, right?
I had 3 restaurants here. I had a tattoo shop. What else I have?
Well, back in the day, you had the club. You had Feel Goods, which became Vamped, and now sadly that's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Totally, yeah.
But, I had a Vince Neil Inc. here is at the Flamingo tattoo place, and I had one in the Rio too, Vince Neil Inc.
Yeah. So do you have any of that still or no?
Nope. They give changes all the time.
Always.
Anything's there more than 5 years, they tear it down.
Yeah. Well, there's a place with your name on it still. I think on one of, I don't know if you know that.
No.
You might want to go check it out because there's a place that says like Vince Neil's Tattooado or something, Cantina or something. I go by it over by the airport.
Wow.
It's in a strip mall. You might want to go look at it.
Yeah, I'll have to go look at that.
Chris, I'll tell you where it is. We'll go check it out.
Yeah.
But up until like a month or two ago, it still had your name on it.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a cantina bar or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So, let's get right into it, man. I saw you the other day playing, the Motley residency's happening right now. You're about halfway through it. You play again tonight. Had a chance to see the show. Loved it. I was extremely happy for you personally because knowing what you went through and the fact that you were up there again
Thanks, bro.
was just for me. Look, health comes before anything, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't know what was going on because the band had only said publicly when the first time it was postponed a health concern in the band. That's all that they said.
Yeah.
Up until a few days ago when you did a local interview with Johnny Katz here, and you revealed that you went through a stroke.
Yeah.
So can you take the audience through exactly what happened and what you went through?
That was Christmas night, and I went to sleep. I woke up, and I couldn't get out of bed. I'm like, what's going on? And my left leg wouldn't work, and my left arm wouldn't work.
I'm gonna move this over so you stay on mic. I'll make sure we hear you.
And so I had to get helped out of bed. I couldn't push myself up, to get myself comfortable in bed, and I had to have help, And I slowly but surely, the sensation came back in my legs, and I had to learn to walk again. I went from a wheelchair to a walker, to a cane. Now I can walk now, but for 5 months it was just off and on, not knowing what's going to happen. The doctor said that I probably wouldn't be on stage again, and I was like, "No, man, I can't do that." And so I just tried. I worked my butt off to get back, in shape to go on stage. Mm-hmm. And I was really sad to have to cancel those shows, and but I just wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready to be back on stage yet. And that's it was really sad, but now it's really worth it now. Because I can get on stage and sing and have all that good stuff.
So when you first woke up, you told me the other day when I saw you backstage, you just basically the whole left side of your body was out, right?
Yeah.
Did you have any idea what had happened? Did you put it together at that time? I mean, that's got to be unbelievably scary.
Well, Rain has an aunt that's a nurse, and she called her aunt and said this was going on with Vince, and she goes, he's had a stroke. And by then it was just too late to go to the hospital, because it was you have to get it within like 12 hours or something. And I was just kind of like, oh, it's going to go away. It's going to go away.
Did you almost feel like I know a lot of times when I wake up, sometimes like you sleep wrong, your leg's out, your foot's out, your arm's out.
That's exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, well, it'll come back in a little bit, but it didn't. And that was the hard part. Figuring out that then I went to the hospital. I said I had a stroke, and they go, we can't do anything for you now because you've already had it, and we've gone past that time where they give you this drug. It makes it so you're not numb on the side, and that's about it.
Were you able to go to the hospital on your own, or did ambulance come and take you?
I had an ambulance come take me.
Yeah, I would say, because if you're out, you probably couldn't walk, right?
Right, exactly.
And so the stroke actually probably happened in your sleep?
Yeah, happened when I was sleeping.
Man, I mean, I don't know much about this, but I would think you're super lucky you woke up, right? Did they say that? Like, because it could have been like hours, and then you just woke up. Whatever happened took out half your body, but you didn't take out enough that you couldn't, breathe, or your heart or whatever.
Yeah, right. Like my let me think for a second. I forgot what I was going to say.
Did the doctor say something to you about that?
Well, they said that I had a blood clot in my leg that ran up through to my brain, and they showed me that I had a neurologist come out and took me X-rays and stuff, and you see it had like scars in my brain. See, that's where you had stroke.
So it actually was a result of something in your leg.
Yeah.
That caused the blood to stop in your brain.
Yeah, that's it.
But the spot where, I mean, again, I'm no doctor, but I would think that it's a super fortunate that it was just that and not something that, people get taken out by strokes.
Oh yeah, my dad died of stroke.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
He was I moved him to Nashville, right down the street from my house, and he was pretty bad. He couldn't talk.
How long ago was this?
A couple of years ago.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. It was really sad, and but he had to have a helper, help him, and
Right.
had to have a motorized wheelchair and stuff, and but he fought through it, but stroke just took him out.
What was the recovery like? What was the process like? A lot of physical therapy, I would imagine.
Lots of physical therapy.
What did that involve? Just going to some place, people working with you, and
Well, at first I went to a place for 10 days in Nashville, and they worked with me at the very beginning to get back the memory stuff that I have, and then I just hired a physical therapist to go to my house every day, and he's like a physical therapist that does like football players and stuff like that. So he had me running and doing the things on the ladder, the ladder on the floor, running those back and forth, and doing massage my hand, my arm. But he brought all of it back. He got me through all this.
that's amazing, man. How long was that process from where you're at now to when this happened? 6 months?
6-7 months, yeah.
Yeah. Gosh. And what is your regimen now? Like, do you still have to go through some physical therapy?
Well, I'm out here on the road right now, so
Right.
my physical therapy is being on stage.
Right. Right. Do you have any other precautions they told you to make sure this doesn't happen again? Are you on medication?
I'm on medication.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take my pills every day, and
Is it blood thinner type stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I would imagine, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much they know about strokes, but if you've had one, are you susceptible to another? Is it just a freak thing? Did they told you?
I've had 4 strokes.
In this period alone?
No, throughout the years. 2 of them I didn't even know I had.
Really?
One of them was like a mini stroke that happened, and I just lost feeling in my hand, and that was it. And I got over that pretty quickly. But then this last one was a big one.
How did they know? How did you know you had the others?
Because they can see it in your brain. It's scarred, just right around the same spot where I had 4 scars in my brain. That the neurologist said those are all strokes.
So you just learned that now?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, 'cause I can't remember any other time I felt weird or something. They just must have just happened, and just I got over it. Didn't even know it.
So people can have strokes and not know they had one.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable, man. Well, I know myself and the fans, everyone are so happy that you're okay. I imagine you had, I know you said the doctor told you you're not going to perform again. I imagine that probably motivated you some.
Oh yeah,
wrong,
big
right?
time. Because I had to, I had these concerts lined up, with the solo band too.
Right.
Which I canceled, and then I went back and tried to do 3 shows, and those went all right, but I should have canceled those too. But I wasn't 100% ready to go back out on stage. And then with this, I really wanted to get ready for this, and there's things that I can't do on stage, still. Like it's hard to run back and forth on that stage. And that stage is so huge.
Huge.
Yeah. But I'm getting used to it. So.
Yeah, the stage where Motley is doing the residency here in Vegas and Park MGM, they do a lot of residencies there, and it's not, the venue's only about 4,000 or 5,000 people, but the stage is really wide.
Yeah, it's bigger than the stadium stage.
Is it really?
Yeah, if you took the wings off the stadium, that's how big it is.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I saw you before the show, you had said to me, there's not going to be moving like I would normally move, but honestly, man, and I'm not saying this just to say it, I think the way you're moving up there is more than cool. You're going through some stuff. You're not a kid. You don't have to be sprinting around. I don't think anybody expects you to be like, flying around the stage.
Yeah.
They don't expect you to be going up on those risers at the end like John and Nikki do.
Yeah, I didn't even know they're doing that. One day, the first show, I was like, I turned around and they're up in the air. Like, who said this?
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that just yet, Vince. But yeah, for people that don't know, and John was on with me last week, and he was telling the story because he said he went up in that thing, and he said they didn't even have a safety latch on him. He's like, I don't like heights, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing up here?
Wow.
They go up and kind of swing around the crowd. It's these long cherry pickers at the end.
Yeah, and
during Kickstart.
The other day, they got stuck up there.
Did they?
Yeah. Not all the way up, but it didn't come like 3 feet above the stage.
Right.
And they had to jump off.
Oh, Jesus. So you mentioned those solo shows, and yeah, you can't, those were with Brett, right?
Yep.
And those were with Brett. That was, and then, yeah, because you had other solo shows booked the next weekend that you did end up canceling, right?
Yeah.
So you felt like it was too early at that point after you did those shows?
It was a little too early for me, and I just thought I got to, I got to get myself together more. And I'm like 95% good right now. I'd like to get that other 5%.
Talking to you and looking at you, I would not sit here and say this is a guy that just had this happen to him.
Yeah.
And having seen you do it, on stage, I would never say that at all.
Oh, thanks.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. You're a survivor, man. When you look at your life, man, and I know there's a new chapter written almost every month. And I know that, there's a lot of it you wish didn't happen.
Yeah.
But when you look back on your life and your story, you are a survivor with a capital S.
I am a survivor.
It's amazing, man. It really is. And you seem to come out the other side always, looking good and doing your thing. How did it feel to be back on stage with Motley at the first show?
Oh, it felt great. You know, we rehearsed 6 days on that stage, so it was really like the first rehearsal was really cool to be at, and everybody's really supportive of me and stuff, and always saying, you know, John's always, oh, buddy, you're so good, and you know, always giving me the pep talk.
He was texting me. He's like, you got to wait until you see Vince. Wait until you hear Vince. And I was like, yeah, I know. I said, I'm glad he's okay. And I told you this the other day. I had heard through the grapevine what you were dealing with, but I know you didn't make it public. So I didn't want to reach out to you until it was public, you know? But that was the other thing, the decision to not make what you were dealing with public until just recently. That was something I'm assuming you wanted to do?
Yeah, I just said, let's just, you know, say it's a medical thing happening, and I had to, you know, had to cancel. Let people figure out what they wanted, but then I decided that it was probably time to tell people that what it was, and so I had the interview with John Katz here, and so I told him, and that went everywhere. It was crazy.
Yeah. 5 more shows. Is it 5? I think about
5 tonight.
So tonight Motley resumes. Last 3 days were off. 5 more shows here at Park MGM. And then, are you going to go back and start doing stuff with the solo band again?
Yep.
Stuff lined up already?
Yep, have stuff lined up, and because of the first show, I was told that there was somebody there from Planet Hollywood, and so he made me an offer for 4th of July. Solo band come out
to play Planet Hollywood.
Planet Hollywood. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So that's cool. I got a gig out of the gig.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's cool when you got 2 bands and you can kind of do that, right?
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts overall on where Motley's at right now, as far as the band, as far as the future? I know there's a new collection out right now. You're doing this residency. I don't know if there's stuff announced beyond this, but overall, your feelings about Motley. It's, you know how the Motley fans are. It's a very you know, they're very engaged, and they've, you know, some things they're very polarized about, and they love to argue about different aspects of the band and what's going on. How do you feel about Motley?
I mean, Motley's Motley. No, it's a great band, and we have a lot of stuff in us, left in us, and hopefully we're gonna go out, you know, after this. I just haven't heard anything of anybody's putting anything together yet, or not. But probably after the first of the year, we'll be able to give you some dates where we're going to be.
And I know that you know, you did the EP of the new music with Motley, and is there any desire in you to want to make a new record with the band?
I think one more album would be pretty good, as long as the songs are there,
right?
You know, but I don't know. We'll have to see that. There's a lot of stuff going into making a record, and then going to tour it, and talking years, you know, years of our lives, and we're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, none of us are. Trust me, none of us are. I always say to the fans, though, the same thing. It's like there's a huge difference between a band going out and playing some shows than going into a studio and making a record.
Yeah.
Because that's where sometimes the wheels can come off, because you could start arguing about material and publishing and direction and all of that.
Yeah.
I said, there's a reason why Guns N' Roses came back together and has been touring for over 10 years, but hasn't made a new record yet.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because nobody wants to shoot the golden goose, which is the cash cow on the road.
That's exactly it.
You know, so that's a big part of it too. Are you somebody that writes songs? I know in Motley, a lot of the lyrics were written by Nikki.
Yeah.
But do you, and I know people never talk about this, but you play some guitar on stage every once in a while.
A little bit.
Do you ever write? Do you like to sit down and write songs yourself? Do you like to? Have you?
Yeah, I have. I mean, I have 2 solo records out.
Right.
And I wrote those with other people. But I sometimes, like, I dreamt about a song the other night, and I just kind of put it down.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty cool riff. And so I can't wait to get. I like it. I like to record, but I don't like to record. You know, I'd rather be on stage and traveling around than being stuck in a studio. It's so tearing on you. You know? Like you said, people start arguing about stupidest things, and you're like, well, this doesn't matter. What does this have to do with anything?
Right.
You know, and well, you didn't sing, you got to sing it like this, and Tommy, you have to drum like this, and Nicky, you have to play bass like just crazy.
Yeah. Well, with the solo band, I mean, God, how long ago did Tattoos and Tequila come out? That's probably 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. About 10 years probably.
I mean, I love your solo band as well. I love those guys,
Yeah.
Blando and Dana and Zoltan. I
Yeah.
mean, it's so much fun. And that record was, there's a lot of covers. There were cool covers on it. Nobody's Fault and all that stuff that you did. And then you had the original tune on there too. I thought that was a cool record.
Yeah, it's a cool record. Those are like all my greatest hits, songs that I grew up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we did that song, or that album. The one before that though, what was the one?
Was it Carved in Stone? Because that one just had an anniversary.
That was before, and then there's one before that.
The one with the Sister of Pain on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The name escapes me.
Me too.
Yeah. That's your favorite of those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some great songs on it.
Yeah. You never do stuff from those records, though, when you play solo, do you?
I do, You're Invited.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's about it.
Sister of Pain would be cool.
Yeah,
Work that
it
one
would
out
be.
if you do that again, maybe on the solo run.
Yeah, we could do that.
So, well, look, man, I'm just so happy that you're healthy, and just all they've told you going forward is take your meds, and anything else, things you got to avoid, nothing.
Nothing.
Wow,
I'm doing everything right.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. Well, I know a lot of people in the audience. You could see my lines are jammed. Would love to say hello to you, and I know they're all very happy that you're okay.
All right.
And if you're listening and coming to Vegas, you guys are here through early October. Scattered dates, so just check. There's about 5 more left. What's your favorite part about doing this show? Is there a moment in it that you really like? I love the way you open it.
Yeah, the opening's really cool. The first show, people were like, "Are they only going to play in this little spot?" No, it's supposed to be a club. That's why it's 1981.
Well, that's the weird thing. The voiceover says 1989. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, Tommy. It sounds like Tommy on the voiceover, and he says something like, "Whoa, bro, what is it? 1989?" Yeah, at least maybe I'm going deaf, but I swear I heard it more than once. 1989. I'm like, it should say 1981, but I think it might tie in with Dr. Feelgood or something. I don't know.
I never heard him say that.
It's a voiceover through the PA in the intro part.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll have to check that out.
I might come tonight. I'll have to listen for it again. Maybe I'm just losing it with my hearing. Who the hell knows? But for people that don't know what we're talking about, the show opens and it's Motley playing on a little stage with like just a little backdrop and just a few lights.
Yep.
And you play songs from the Too Fast for Love you start with and then into Livewire.
Exactly.
And the funny thing about that is after the first night, John 5 sends me a video. And he's like, "Hey, man, check out." It was the full show. Somebody did it on YouTube. It was the full show. John's like, "Hey, check this out, man. The production's amazing. The stage is amazing. Can't wait for you to come down and see it." So I start the video from the beginning. And there it is. You guys, I only had time to watch like the first 2 songs.
Right.
And I'm like, holy shit, they really skimped, man. They really melted in on this thing. I said that to Nikki the other day, too, because I talked to Nikki for a while. I said, I first saw the video. I was like, man, you guys really mailed it in. You guys really cut corners here.
Yeah, really.
And then what happens is the whole stage opens up
and
the rest of the show is the whole full production. So,
yeah.
But that was a cool idea to do that. And it was neat hearing those 2 songs, too, because I love the first record. Do you have a favorite Motley album of all of them?
I think Girls.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still love the first album. There's stuff I love across the whole catalog, but that first album is still something about that album I love.
Yeah.
We were saying earlier, Vince has a lot of history here in Vegas, lived here for several decades, but you've not been to the Sphere yet, huh?
No, I haven't.
You got to get in there, man. It'll blow your mind.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I've seen video of it, or somebody like taking video of it watching it was U2.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can get dizzy up there, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I went to the opening night of U2 and there was this moment where you feel like you're rising up into the air and you're coming back down just with the audio and the visuals, what they're doing. There has not been a hard rock band that's played in there yet. And everyone's waiting to see who it might be. There's rumors that Metallica said they wanted to do it. Maybe Guns N' Roses, Queen, Brian May said today he'd like to do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's some bands that would lend themselves really well to playing in there. But the problem is, you've never been there. What people don't realize is that place holds 20,000 people.
Wow.
It's a full on, and you got to be able to sell it multiple nights
Right.
to make it make sense financially.
Right.
So it's not the kind of thing you could just go in as a one-off. You said you ran into Joe Walsh, huh? Because
Yeah.
the Eagles are in there.
Yep.
Did he talk to you about playing it and how he felt about it?
No. He just said, "Hey, how's it going, bro?"
Yeah. When you've been doing it that long, a gig's a gig, I think,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So, and I want it, before I go to the calls for you, there's something I always wanted to talk to you about. You as a singer, when you were coming up, when we talked about that album, when you did Tattoos and Tequila, where you covered Aerosmith and bands like that, who were your guys, like, as far as that modeled you, that were influences on you vocally, performance-wise? Like, who were your guys?
Performance-wise, it was David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
And vocal-wise, it would have been like Robin Zander.
Yeah.
Well,
you did He's a Whore on that record.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. Xander or Steve Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were like main influences. Deep Purple, Sammy Montrose.
Yeah. Did you see Van Halen in LA in the clubs back in the day?
No, I didn't. But when Motley was playing, Dave was at every one of our shows.
Is that right?
Yeah.
In the early years?
In the early years, yeah.
When you were in clubs?
Yeah, we're playing clubs, and here comes Dave, because we got it the most girls.
So did he pick up your chicks? Did he like sponge off you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Is that right?
Yep.
So that must have been pretty cool, though. One of your guys that was an influence coming to see your band.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, he was still a big influence, and I want to go see him now,
Yeah, he's out there now doing it. He looks great. He's in great shape, man. He looks good, and I have not seen the show yet. I was in Tulsa a few weeks ago. I ran into his guitar player. They were playing in the casino I was staying in, but I couldn't go because I was hosting a different show. But it's good to see he's back out there playing those songs.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I think it's really cool, too, that right now when you look at Van Halen, you've got Sammy keeping his era alive with a great band, doing another residency here. And like Sammy said, that era of music should be celebrated, and Dave is out there playing it, from the 70s, Roth.
Absolutely. That's
you party with Dave back then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Who hit it harder, him or Motley?
He hit it pretty hard, man.
Oh, man, that is so cool. But you didn't go to the backyard parties and all that stuff we heard about?
I was too young then.
Yeah.
I was, that was like 78 probably when they're doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was only, I was probably 15 or 14 years old.
And so the band you had before Motley, which was called Rock Candy, right?
Right.
After the Montrose song, I assume?
Yep, exactly.
And were you were playing on the club circuit in LA or parties or both?
Mainly we started out parties, and then we started doing the clubs. We played Gazzari's, and played the Whiskey and Troubadour. But those were just a few times that we were able to do before Motley started.
Anybody from that band go on to do anything that was in the group with you?
No.
Nobody did?
The guitar player should have made it because he was really good.
What's his name?
James Alverson.
Okay. But he's not in music.
No, he didn't. He didn't really pursue it.
Yeah.
We played when Banff was Tatuado. What was it?
Feel Goods.
Feel Goods. That's right. Yeah. We got together, the original Rock Candy, and played a concert.
Was that right?
Yeah. The bass player, drummer, and guitar player. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
On stage after all that time.
Yeah.
And they were good. They were good.
How accurate is the scene in the dirt when those guys come to see you and the band you're playing in? Is that pretty much how it happened or no? I think in the scene you're playing a Billy Squier song.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you ever play a Billy Squier song?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so there's that.
Yeah, and I don't remember them coming to a party. I mean, Tommy being at a party we played at, but I don't remember Nicky and Mick being there.
Right.
My my memory's so gone.
Right, right. Well, there's a lot of, those biopics obviously take liberties for the story. They're not documentaries, so you know that. When you look back on The Dirt overall, are you happy with it?
Yeah, I just watched it the other night.
Did you?
Yeah. I was flipping through Netflix and I go, oh, The Dirt, yeah, I'm going to watch that again. It's pretty cool because those actors really had us down pat, especially Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the perfect Tommy Lee.
How did you feel about the guy who played you?
I thought he was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, he did it just like I did it.
Yeah. The Dirt is still on Netflix, right?
Yeah,
People can go still see it. All right, let's say hello to some of your fans here calling in to the show. Vince Neil is hanging with me. Here's Brian in Minnesota getting us started. Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Vince, great to hear that you are getting back to good health after the stuff you've gone through. So I just want to say congratulations on that, and it's great to hear you in good voice and everything.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate that.
No problem. Hey, I wanted to ask you, since you've had such a long and varied career with Motley and solo over the years, looking back on it now, is there anything that if you had a chance to do differently or do over that you would do differently with Motley or solo or anything?
I've been asked that question before, and I can't think of anything that I would change, because all the outcomes of everything is right where it should have been. So, I don't have any regrets about anything, but it was.
How about, like, speaking of The Dirt, the whole scene about when you left the band or were that whole sort of drama at that time? I mean, it just was meant to be at the time?
But what they didn't show in the movie was that they said, that I'd quit because I was in motor racing. And I was driving Indy cars at the time. But a month after they said that after they fired me, I quit thing. I was in the studio making "You're Invited But Your Friend Can't Go" for the Pauly Shore movie, and I had a hit. And they can't say that I was racing at that time. I was writing songs.
Right. I don't know if anybody's ever asked you about this, and I don't know if it's a sore spot for you, but did you ever listen to the record that they did with Karabi?
No, never did.
Is that like just a weird thing for you? You don't?
Yeah, I'm just really not interested in Motley without me.
I understand that. I get that totally. But the movie, like we said, biopics, even the Queen biopic, I mean, they embellish the story. I remember I went to the premiere of The Dirt. You were there as well. The whole band was there. And I had Nikki and Tommy on my radio show that day before to promote it. And I remember coming out of the premiere and Doc McGee was there.
Right.
And I said to Doc, what'd you think of the movie? He goes, oh, I really liked it. He goes, but I never met Tommy's mother. Because there's this scene where his mother confronts Nikki's mother confronts Doc in the lobby. He goes, I never met his mother. He goes, but it was a fun scene. So that happens in biopics.
Yeah, it happens.
They got to build it out. I always tell people they're not documentaries. They're like loosely based.
Right.
Here's Monica in Phoenix. Go ahead, Monica.
Oh, hi, Vince. I love you so much. I'm glad you're doing good. I'll be checking into the Park Gym this Thursday to go check out your last show on Tommy Lee's birthday.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Yeah, I purposely waited to the last day because I knew that was Tommy's birthday. But if I was to meet you at a bar one day, what artist today would you recommend for me to listen to? Or maybe your favorite album that you would recommend to me?
Of newer acts? Of newer acts?
New, old, sure.
I mean,
new or old?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really listen to music that much. If I do, I'm listening to old stuff like Us, AC/DC, Van Halen, all the usual suspects. But
your favorite album of all time?
That would be Rocket to Russia, the Ramones.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Rocket to Ramones is your favorite album of all time.
I think so.
That's not one I would have went to with you.
Or is there a Sweet
yeah, okay.
Desolation Boulevard?
Yeah, but that's more of a punk thing. I didn't think you were into the Ramones.
I love the Ramones.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's not one I would think. I was thinking you're going to say the
Thank
first
you,
Montrose
Eddie.
album.
Thank you, Vince. I love you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Appreciate you calling. I thought she was going to say, if I ran into you at a bar, what drink would you like me to buy you? Like, what are you drinking? what are you drinking these days, Vince? That's what I would have thought.
Right.
Here's Carol, who is in upstate New York. Hey, Carol.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. I don't think I'm looking at my screen. I've got like 5 women in a row all calling. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of this show until Vince Neil got here. And I'm not kidding you.
That's the crew.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you.
I like
Go ahead,
that.
Carol.
That's okay. That's an awesome thing. I just want to thank you, Vince, for not listening to your doctor and working through this, pushing through it, and getting back on stage.
Oh, thank you so
Going to
much.
be out there. Going to be out there on the Wednesday, the first show. We had tickets for the first in February, and like I was crushed. And I got to tell you, I'm sorry, but I was a little mad. But now, you know, and I appreciate you coming forward with the, you know, it's a really personal thing to come out with and explain to everybody, you know, what really went on. Because now I felt like really, I feel like a really a-hole. I'm like, damn. But but I tell you what, I give you a lot of credit.
Well, thank you
And I've
so
been
much.
cheating and looking on YouTube, and I'm really pleasantly surprised. You sound pretty good. I was like, well, you know, how is this going to be? But I'm really psyched to see you guys on Wednesday.
No, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. What was it like? What was it like for you to go through when you started to recover? When did you first start attempting to sing again? Did you start doing some warm-ups or try some stuff?
Yeah, I have a warm-up thing on my phone, and I'd warm up to that. And my voice didn't go through any changes. You know, like I read that people said, oh, I had to cancel because I had voice problems and stuff like that. And that wasn't true. You know, my voice has always been my voice.
Right, right. But as far as when you first started to, like even right immediately after the stroke, there was nothing in that you felt you lost. It was just the physical aspect.
Just a physical, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Again, another woman, Rebecca in San Diego. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Eddie. Hi, Vince.
Hey, how you doing?
You last Friday night.
Hey, Rebecca, get up right on the phone. We can't hear you. You sound really far away.
Okay, hold on. Well, I'm on earbuds, and if I switch them off, it'll go.
Well, they sound terrible, so we can barely hear you.
I'm sorry. I just wanted you Vince to know that my very first Motley show was the actual third residency.
Oh, wow.
So I saw you Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Should I call back?
Yeah, try to call us back. You sound like you're on two tin cans with a string between them. So try us back. But we heard what you said. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Karen in North Carolina. This literally has never happened in the history of this show. I'm not even kidding you. This is insane. I'm very happy. I had no idea this many women even listened to me, let alone called in. Karen, welcome.
Well, I listen. I've talked to you before, but I'm calling in because I'm a nurse practitioner. I've taken care of stroke patients for my whole career. And I want to say thank you, Vince, because by you getting out here on this show and talking about your experience, statistically and research has shown that more people will Google stroke and more people will call 911. Because when a famous person has a stroke, you're like using your powers for good. So thank you for that.
Karen, hold on. Let me stop. Karen, let me stop you right there. Vince, do you remember what I said to you the other night when I saw you in the dressing room? When I asked you about doing this, I said to you, I said, you know, because you were like, yeah, I'll think about it. I said, you coming forward and talking in detail about it might help some people, right?
Yeah, you said that. I'm glad I can help in these ways. You know, people bring more awareness to stroke victims.
Yeah.
You know, and if they could go to the hospital right away is the best thing to do because they can get that shot of whatever it is, and maybe help them out, and they don't have to go through what I did.
And on the other side of that, is the fact that
Mm-hmm.
the inspiration of what you've just accomplished, you were told by a doctor that you were never going to perform again.
Yeah.
And you worked through it and you didn't take that answer. And here you are fronting Motley Crue in Vegas. So that is another thing for people who might be struggling to know that there is hope for a lot of
there's
people.
hope because there's physical therapists out there that can help you through whatever ails you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Karen.
No, Eddie, you are spot on. What I was going to say is that's the number one thing we want people to know if they've survived a stroke is that you continue to get better. And it used to be thought, 1 month after your stroke, okay, this is how it's going to be. So do not be discouraged because you continue. Your brain actually continues to heal. And you're an example of that, Vince. You getting out there. And I guarantee you 3 months from now, you're going to go, wow, like I'm so much better than I was 3 months ago. So that's the second thing I wanted to say. And third, you are spot on that time is brain. And as a stroke nurse, I have to say to people, do not ignore it. The American Heart Association did a campaign at one point called Overreact to Stroke because they were trying to get people to recognize, like, don't just blow it off. Don't just think I slept on my arm or something like that because you can get treated. There's not just that drug. They can give you that drug, but up to 24 hours after you have a stroke. If it's a big stroke, there's also a procedure they can do where they actually go into the vessel in your brain and they take the clot out. So do not think it's too late.
Yeah.
Well, Karen, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for that. And thank you for what you do.
Yeah,
and
thank you so much.
You do amazing work for people, I'm sure. So we really appreciate that as well.
No, thank you. And thank you both. Eddie, I'll see you in Mexico.
When am I in Mexico?
You're going to be at the
Sands. Okay. I'm trying to remember my own schedule. I know I'm in Omaha next in a couple of days. That's all I know. I take them one at a time.
We'll see you in November.
Yes, I'll see you in November. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Vince.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. I think you played that gig once, Sands in Cancun with the solo band.
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah.
Yep. I think you did. You guys were actually supposed to play with Motley in November in Cancun, and that was canceled. That whole thing.
I don't know what happened to it. I thought we were still playing it. I was ready to go.
What's crazy, they never made an announcement that one was canceled.
Oh,
it just went away. Suddenly, it just disappeared from Def Leppard's site and disappeared from the Motley site. So I don't know what went on there. I was never involved with that one. But to Karen's point, one other thing I was just thinking about, when you said that when you went and got treated and they looked at your brain and they realized you had previously had strokes that you didn't even know about.
Right.
Is there any benefit, do you know, I should ask Karen, for people like who don't think, like up until you had this happen, you didn't know you had those strokes. Is there any benefit for people maybe to get some sort of routine brain screening to see, like if they had one and didn't know it? Is there a benefit to knowing that, I wonder?
I don't know. That'd be a good question for Karen.
Yeah, Karen, our phones are busy, but try us back if you can get through. Because I'd be curious about that. Because I don't know how you are, but I just turned 61. I'm pretty on it as I get older with getting screenings and preventative stuff. I get a heart screening. I get a colonoscopy every few years because my dad had colon cancer. And I always talk about this stuff on the air because a lot of my audience is around our age.
Right.
And it's important. Were you good about that in your life? Like, were you good about keeping up with physicals and stuff or no?
Yeah, I go to the doctor. I get my blood work done, twice a year. More than that, 4 times a year, every 3-4 months.
Yeah.
And they go through what I'm lacking, what I'm good at. Different aspects of my blood work.
Right,
and,
that's good.
And so that kind of gives me a guideline on what I'm doing.
Right, right. Let's say hi to Jose, who is in Miami Beach. Jose, you're on with Vince Neil.
Hey.
What's up? Thank you for taking my call. I apologize profusely for breaking up the parade of females that have been.
I know. Come on, what are you doing, man?
I apologize. I want to thank you, Eddie, again. I always do because you are, like I always call you, the godfather of rock. You're keeping this music community alive with everything that you do, so I really appreciate you. Vince fucking Neil, you're a god, brother. You really are a god. I got to just tell you 2 altercations that I had with you that just prove how much of a stand-up guy you are and how much of a blessing you are to this music. You really need to keep taking care of yourself because it's so good to hear your voice. But anyway, go back. It's year 2000, 2001. I'm here in South Beach, and they're opening up this new venue called Billboard Live. It's like a lounge / bar. It's the opening night. I go with my girlfriend, and there's some celebrities there, but of course I lose my shit because off in this booth is this pretty little blonde named Vince Neil.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, Sophia, it's fucking Vince Neil. And I go, I got to go over there. I got to take a picture with him. And she's like, no, you can't. He's in the middle of the booth. He's not going to come out. Don't interrupt him. I'm like, there's no way. I got to go. I go over. I motion to you, and I point to the camera. You literally ask everybody in the booth to please come out so that you could come out, shake my hand, and take a picture with me. It was like meeting one of my idols. I can't talk enough about you, man.
Wow.
And my wife was so impressed at how nice you were. Now, this is the funny part, right? Fast forward 2 years, I get married, I go on my honeymoon, I'm back home not even 4 days. And I get a call from one of my friends that I grew up with. He goes, hey, you're not going to believe this. I'm like, what? He's like, Vince Neil is playing a one-time only VIP set at Solid Gold Strip Club in Miami.
You remember any of this, Vince?
No, I don't.
I don't remember all.
Oh, wow.
I go, Louis, bro, I just got married. How am I going to ask my wife to go see Vince Neil at a strip club? I mean, the wedding certificate's not even dry yet. So I asked my wife, and she said, you know what, I'll sign your permission slip, simply because he was such a stand-up guy. When we met him a couple years ago at Billboard Live, I went to the show. Let me tell you something, Eddie. You haven't lived until you've seen Vince Neil on a stage with a parade of strippers singing Girls, Girls, Girls.
Makes all the sense in the world to me.
Yeah, that made sense to me, too.
I think Vince should do a tour of strip clubs.
Jelly, okay? It's like peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and
it's unbelievable, man.
All right, Jose.
You're a god.
Jose, thank you, buddy. Thanks. I got a bunch of calls. I appreciate that.
Thanks, man.
So Jose's point, I've known you for a long time. You've always been really good with fan interaction with people. I've seen it, and you're going to have a little bit of that in a minute because we got people out here outside of our glass who wanted to say hi to you. What's been the craziest in all your decades of doing this? Do you have one or two crazy fan interaction stories? Something you like, there's a chick hidden in your bathroom in your hotel, or, just something weird that happened or crazy that happened. Somebody took their prosthetic leg off and asked you to sign it. You're stuff like that all the time. Anything crazy?
It's all crazy. I don't really remember one thing. I remember lots of things,
right?
But not just one thing.
Yeah. Nothing jumps out at you.
Yeah, no. Sorry, dude.
Well, it could happen in 5 minutes when you leave here. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Let's say hi to Dave, and Dave's joining us from Waco, Texas. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Vince, being a lifelong fan, I want to tell you I'm really glad that you came through this. And the one thing I want to let you know I'm really the most happy about is that you spun your legs around, got on your feet, and kept going. That's an awesome thing right there.
Oh, thanks, bro.
I got to tell you, my very first concert back in 1983 at Irvine Meadows in California was Motley Crue.
Wow.
And you guys rocked. And all I remember more than anything else was that was the loudest thing I had ever heard in my life. And it was a great show. That was pre-Shout at the Devil. You guys hadn't dropped that yet. It was very cool to be able to see you. And you were opening up for another big band who was there that obviously didn't have a very good tour, but put on a decent show. But
was that Kiss?
I have to tell you, yes, it was.
Yeah,
that was a Creatures tour.
Yeah, Yep.
Great album, but they had a brutal part of their history in terms of draw.
Yeah, I've talked to Eddie about that show before, and it was a great show. But you guys floored me. You came out. You guys were so much fun, and your banter on stage. At 14 years old, I wasn't quite ready for it, but I loved it. It was great.
That's great, man. That's cool.
So, hey, I'm really happy you're doing good, and just stay on your feet, man. No matter what, I'm really glad about that because I'm not too far behind you in age, and I have suffered from hypertension since my 30s, and it's the silent killer. It's a thing I got to watch out for, and everybody else too.
Wow. Well, Dave, you take care of yourself,
Thanks,
man. And thank you for the call. It's important we all take care of ourselves. They didn't tell you, Vince, what caused these strokes, right? They didn't give you a reason, like was it blood pressure or they said blood clot, right?
Blood clot. Yeah, it went up my leg and through my heart, I guess, and into my brain. That's all I know. You know, that's all they kind of told me.
It's a good thing it didn't stop at your heart, man, because that could take you out.
Yeah,
you know, that's oh man, it's just crazy to wake up and have it happen to you in your sleep. And you know, even at least if you're awake, somebody sees you, they can get you help quickly. You know, you had no idea when in the course of your sleep it even happened. You just woke up like that.
Yeah, just woke up.
If Vince took us through it in a lot more detail at the start of the show, so if you're just joining us, again, use the app. You can rewind or listen from the beginning. Let's say hi to Jason. Jason's in Nashville. Go ahead, Jason.
Hey, Vance. Hey, Eddie. How y'all doing?
Hey, man.
Buddy.
Vince lives in Nashville. Is he your neighbor now?
Yeah, I'm a Nashville boy.
Yep. I just want to tell you, what you're doing is awesome, and I'm so happy that you're made it through the stroke and everything. And I'm a big fan of Motley Crue, and I watched The Dirt at least 10 times already. And you know, I just lost my fiance back in July because she had 2 blood clots and multiple strokes, and so I know what you're going through.
Wow, that's too bad.
Well, Jason, I hope she's okay, and thank you for your call. Jason mentions The Dirt, which we touched on for a second. I don't know. People should know about this too. I actually think I was in it. There was a documentary done on you a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And do you know how people can see that now? Because it was on Reels when it initially aired.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that came out. It was Vince Neil, the singer or something, and then there's
oh right, Frontman.
Frontman, yeah.
Yes.
There's that one, and then there's another one with Motley Crue. I don't remember.
But there was one specifically about you a few years ago that was on Reels that you participated in. It wasn't like a knockoff job.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's on any streaming or what. I don't remember what the full name of that one is, but it was good. It was real good. It was very, very raw, very real. You know, you opened up in it.
Yeah.
You know? So there's a few of those out there you can check out Beyond the Dirt, and these are docs. So let's go to Chris in New York. Hey, Chris, you're on with Vince Neil.
Hey, thanks, Eddie. Vince, I just want to say I'm so glad that you're up and healthy. I actually was at the Bethel Woods show, this summer. It was great. I think you did a wonderful job. But I just had to tell you, bro, dude, when I was 10 years old, when Looks That Kill came out, you motherfuckers had me hooked from that day on. Been a fan ever since. First concert I ever saw, I was 11 years old, 1984. Shout out to Devil Tour. You guys with Rat blew me away.
Wow.
And I just want to tell you, man, I'm just very, very happy that you're back on stage. And I'm a Dolphins fan too, Vince. Go Fins.
You guys are almost as bad as my Giants, though.
Yeah.
Did the Dolphins win yet this season?
Not yet.
It's embarrassing, brother. It's embarrassing.
Join the club, man. I'm a Giants fan. You get no sympathy from me. I'm 0-3 again.
Yeah.
But Vince, I got to tell you, man, and the best time, I've seen you a few times live, but I got to say the best show I've ever saw was when you came back to the band. You guys played MSG, and you did that Carnival of Souls tour.
Yeah.
Blew me away, man. That was the best production I think you guys ever had, man. It was awesome.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Chris. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. Do you go to Dolphins games? You ever go down to Miami?
I go every once in a while.
How did a kid from L.A. or Southern California become a Dolphins fan?
Well, there was a point in time where there's in L.A. we didn't have a football team. You know, the Raiders came in for 1 year and left, and they moved the Rams. You know, before that, and there's no football team, and I was single, so I'd fly to Miami and go to the games, and it was date a cheerleader, and you know, I hung out at the stadium.
Play a gig at the strip club.
Yeah. They had Hooters had taken like 3 booths or things and made it into giant Hooters in the stadium, which is really cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so I used to hang out there all the time, and Dan Marino would come in at the Hooters thing, and all the football players would be hanging out, and it was a lot of fun.
So that's how you got into being a Dolphins fan.
That's it.
Yeah, I can't believe they're winless this year.
I know.
They play Monday Night Football this week, I think.
Yep, they do.
The Jets. I think. They might get a win.
Maybe.
Both of the New York teams are brutal, but my team is more brutal. Although we're going to start the kid. They just announced we're going to start Jackson Dart this weekend. So, but they're playing the Chargers, who are great. Chargers are like 3-0, so it's going to be it's rough, man. Here's Scott in Kentucky. Hey, Scott, you're on the air.
Vince.
Hey.
Hey, Vince. I just want to know, you've been my favorite fucking artist since I was 12 years old.
Thank you, man.
And in 2017, I also had a stroke, so I know what you're going through.
Wow.
Man, my wife worked her ass off to get me back to where I had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to swallow food again.
Yeah.
And, she would go to work, my kids would go to school, and I'd turn up Motley Crue, and I would learn how to fucking walk again.
No, that's great, man.
So the music helped power you through, Scott?
That and just I was embarrassed to go out on a walker. I mean, that's the most embarrassing thing at 47 years old to do.
Yeah.
It is horrible. It really is. She has been begging me to go to Vegas, and I never would go because I was scared to fly. But I will be there next Wednesday night to see you guys. It'll be my first trip to Vegas.
All right, that's great, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you're gonna be doing a lot of walking when you're here, so I hope you're up and running all right, because you do a lot of walking when you're here.
I'm down for it, baby, as long as I can see the crew one more time.
All right,
my 29th show.
Scott, enjoy.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
Glad you're healthy, man. And enjoy Vegas when you get here. It's hard not. It's pretty hard not to enjoy Vegas. Vince and I were talking about that before off the air. Let's say hi to Gerald, who is in Houston, Texas. Gerald, you're on with Vince Neil.
Hey, Vince. Hey, Eddie.
Hey.
My call, man.
Hey, man.
My favorite Motley Crue song I wanted to say right off the bat has always been Merry-Go-Round and Round. I don't know. It's just always been my favorite. But I wanted to ask you, Vince, you remember playing golf with Alice Cooper in San Antonio?
I think so. I played golf a lot with Alice, and I don't remember exactly San Antonio.
There was a video company there, Hole in One Video, that filmed it on one part 3, and y'all came through, and Alice had introduced himself as Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
Alice,
yeah, man.
Alice is probably out. Gerald. Alice is probably out playing golf somewhere right now.
Right now, absolutely.
Because he's never not playing golf when he has time, downtime.
Right.
All right, Gerald.
That was
Is that
I
it?
love that.
Thanks, man.
Yes, that's cool.
All right, man. Thank you. A guy like Alice Cooper is got to be for you or anyone like inspirational to see what that guy is still doing now at his age.
Yeah. And he plays golf every day.
Every day.
At show days, every day. He go, Vince, why don't you come out with us and play? And I go, dude, I don't get off stage until like 11 o'clock. You're off stage at 8:30 or something like that. You can get a good night's sleep in. And, he's always out there, man.
But even from a musical standpoint, he still tours.
Yeah.
He makes a new record every year or two. He's got 2 bands, Hollywood Vampires. I just was with Alice a couple weeks ago in Tulsa, and I'm standing in the wings of the stage watching Marilyn Manson, and somebody comes up and just gives me a nudge. I turn and there's Alice.
Yep.
And he's watching. He's like, yeah, I wanted to, support Manson and give him some love. And he's like, he walked over from his stage. Like this guy, I saw him in Maryland earlier this year at a festival I was hosting, and he was there and he had shingles, which is super painful.
Yeah.
And super and I was like, you going to be all right? He goes, yeah, man, I'm going to wrap it up and go out and play. I mean, that guy is unbelievable.
Yeah, he is.
And he's still good.
Yeah.
Most importantly, he's still good.
He's great.
He's great.
Yeah.
The band's always great. The show's always great. It's crazy what Alice is still able to do.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Kirby Lynn, who is in Ontario, Canada. Kirby Lynn, go ahead. You're on with Vince Neil.
Hey, how's it going, Eddie? How's it going, Vince?
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Anyways, you've been one of my favorites since I was pretty much 10 years old. That was when you guys came out with Theater of Pain.
Oh, great.
And I met you before, too. You're probably not going to remember, but of course I remember. So it was actually in Hamilton about 20-some years ago, and it was like an after party where you would dance on the bar, so I got to dance on the bar with you. So
all right.
I thought that was pretty cool, yeah. It was a couple songs, actually, and we got to dance on the bar, and I was so stoked about that. But anyways, I just want to tell you a super quick, funny story. So my daughter... I would play Motley Crue all the time for her, like right from when she was a baby.
Wow.
So her first day at kindergarten, she walked in and the teacher's like, "What's your favorite song?" And she's like, "My favorite song is Smokin' in the Boys' Room."
Oh, that's
Teacher
great.
said, "I've never heard that before." She was like, "I was expecting like Ring Around the Rosie or something like that."
Right. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so little 4-year-old, Smokin' in the Boys' Room is her favorite song.
That's great.
So anyways, we're all big fans, and I'm so happy that you're doing well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kirby
Rock
Lynn.
on, and I hope to see you again soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you for calling. Appreciate it. We got about 15, 20 minutes left. We'll squeeze in a few more calls for Vince before we wrap up. 844-686-5863. So Karen, the stroke nurse, did get back through, and I'm curious about an answer to the question we had. Karen, you're back. Are you there?
I am back. Yes, I heard you.
So what's the answer to that?
There is no routine brain scan. We can't go in anytime and be like, hey, can you do a CT scan and see if I have any stroke? But there are some things you can do. So routinely, when you go to your doctor every year, do you ever notice they listen to your neck with a stethoscope?
Yeah. The
They are
carotid arteries
listening
on the
to your
side.
Carotid arteries.
Yeah.
Most big strokes come from the carotid artery. So that's one thing you can do. Two, you can get your blood pressure checked routinely because high blood pressure is a number one cause of stroke. So that's a big one. If you have like these life scans, all these different things, they don't scan your brain. So I would say when your hand went numb that time, Vince, they would have scanned your brain that time if you went in. So the biggest takeaway is if you have any symptoms like that, even if you have like a change in vision, that could be a stroke, call 911, go to the hospital. Because we don't do regular stuff. It's not like an EKG where we check our heart at the doctor's office. I wish we could scan everybody's brain, but we can't.
Wow.
Good stuff, Karen. I'm glad you called back in because that's important stuff for everybody to know, and
thank you.
It's helpful, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted Vince to come in because it's important to get this stuff out. So thank you very much, Karen. I got my physical in like a week, so I'm gonna keep all this stuff in mind. Was your blood pressure okay?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a blood pressure thing for you at all?
No, I monitor my blood pressure all the time. And sometimes it's a little elevated, but it's not scary.
Right.
It's the right word it should be.
Okay. Well, that's good because that is an important thing too. And yes, like Karen said, those arteries on the side of your neck, that's super important. I got a whole story I'm not going to bore people with now about that, but that is something that people don't routinely do. It's very easy to do, and that's where there's a cause of a lot of problems. Here is my friend Andrea in New York City. Andrea, I know Andrea. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Eddie. How are you? Hi,
okay.
Vince. Oh my God, I'm so happy you're okay. I'm here with little Asha, who has some words, and she's your smallest, littlest fan, and she's also a girl. So here we are. So Asha, who's your favorite singer?
Vince Neil.
Who's your favorite band?
Motley Crue.
Yeah, there you go. So she's 4.
That's great.
Starting them early.
Yeah, we love you, Vince. All right, I'm going to say 2 things. My question's about the solo band. I was wondering if maybe you were going to write some more songs with those guys because I love them too. I love Zoltan especially, and of course I love the other guys too. And then I'm here in Forest Hills, by the way, right around the corner from one of the Ramones, Forest Hills High School. That's where we are right now. Because you mentioned the Ramones before. And the other thing I just really quickly want to tell you is that I gave you a dirt pig pendant, a silver dirt pig pendant that was made from a guy in Italy. I gave it to Rain to give to you in Tennessee that night when you fell through, unfortunately that stage thing happened. It's terrible. But anyway.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. That was at Monsters on the Mountain when you fell off the stage.
Oh, I fell.
That
Yeah,
spot.
and I was
fell
watching,
through the stage.
You know who
The
I was?
front,
I
yeah.
was watching Vince with James Kotak. He was right next to me. We were both watching, and we both were like, "What happened? Where is he?" We were like looking at each other, like, "Oh my god!" And that
You
was that
you broke
night.
your ribs.
I broke 4 ribs that night.
Yeah, I remember that because I was there as one of the hosts, and I remember because we're there all day, and it was like just before that happened, and my hotel was across the way. I went back to my room to grab something, and Dana called me, and I'm like, "Wait, how are you not on stage?" He goes, "You don't know what happened?" I go, "No, I went back to my room for a minute," and he told me you fell between the stack of the PA and the front of the stage.
Yeah.
That was terrible, and that had it hurt like a mother.
Oh yeah. I wanted to go back out on stage, and they're like, "No, you got to go to the hospital."
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, I remember that, man. Andrea, thank you. Appreciate the call.
Thank you.
Let's say hi to Ashley in Kentucky.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm just I swear to God, this is insane. Like never in the history, in my 42 years of doing radio, I've had this many women call. This is Vince. You remain a chick magnet, stroke or no stroke, man. Go ahead, Ashley.
I just wanted to say, which I've been a Motley fan forever. I'm actually one of your, I guess I'd say your younger ones. I was born in the 80s. So when you were really on tour, I was too young to see that, but I've seen you guys probably 20 times. I actually just saw 3 shows in Vegas. I was at the meet and greet and saw you on Friday.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And y'all are still awesome. You sound great. But what I wanted to say is, despite what happened to you, I just want you to know everything. I'm a firm believer everything happens for a reason, and there's always something that comes out of any kind of tragedy. And I think that you're touching lives still, all of you are. And there's a reason why, you're still here is because your work on earth is not done. So God's not called you home yet because you are still inspiration to so many people.
Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot.
Appreciate that, Ashley. I believe that too. I believe that even crazy stuff, I believe there's a reason at the end of the day for it. What's meant to be is meant to be. And the fact that Vince is healthy and, I'm sure a few months ago, bro, you didn't think you'd be here in Vegas fronting Motley Crue, right?
No, didn't think so at all.
But you had the drive to get here.
I thought I was going to see him in Mexico. I'm like him. I didn't even know what happened with the show. I just found out when I was in Vegas, actually, that Mexico wasn't happening. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, they didn't do it. Thank you, Ashley. I got to run. The thing was called like Rock the Tides or something, and it was a big lineup, and they didn't ever publicize that it was canceled. And I remember I just saw it go away on some of the websites, and I had actually saw the Def Leppard guy shortly after, and they go, "No, that's not happening anymore." It just kind of went away, but I don't know if people bought tickets. Hopefully you were able to get the refunds if you did.
Yeah.
But that was Vince thought it was happening too up until just now.
I was ready to go. I got my shorts and everything.
Here's Mike. Here's Mike in Tennessee. What's up, Mike?
How's it going, guys?
Hey, man.
Good, man.
Hey, Vince, great to hear you. Friday night was my 50th Crue show, man, in Vegas, and we got to celebrate my best friend's 55th birthday, and my wife's birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks. So we went to see you guys on Friday night, went to Wizard of Oz in the Sphere on Saturday. So you got to go see anything in the Sphere. I don't care what it is, just go see it. But
how is that Wizard of Oz, Mike? I hear that's wild, man. I hear they blow air through there and everything.
They have industrial fans that they bring up during the tornado scenes, and they're blowing, like at the end of the Crue show where they blow all the like white and red like paper and strings. They're actually blowing paper leaves that are just coming and hitting you in the face. And then, they drop the apples out of the sky, in that scene in Wizard of Oz. If they can do that with Wizard of Oz, imagine what they can do with a heavy metal show, or even they're talking about doing Star Wars. I can imagine what it would be like inside of the Death Star or inside the Senate. I mean, I can't wait for some of the productions that they have there. But it's unbelievable. I'd say go regardless if you actually think you're a fan of what you're going to see or not. But if they can do that out of an 80-year-old movie, I can't wait to see what they would do with a heavy metal show or some other movies. But I'll say this, Vince, you sounded incredible. I know there's been, Eddie, people have brought up, is Motley Crue playing live or not live? I can tell you they played live. The instruments are live. Vince sounded incredible.
Thanks, dude.
And and I've seen the Crue pretty much every tour you guys have had. Started out on a Friday and Saturday night when y'all were opening for Ozzy in Memphis back in '84. I loved it so much. Went to Nashville the very next night, and I've never stopped coming. And I can't wait to the 51st show, brother. And keep on rocking, man, in Middle Tennessee.
Thanks, brother.
Hey, Mike, why aren't you here right now? You can see show 51 tonight, man. Starting in a few hours. Get on the plane. What are you doing?
I would love to, but I'm actually sitting in the parking lot in Atlanta. We have a national meeting that I've got to go to. So
I'm just busting your balls.
The company I'm with, no, I would love to. Trust me, I would stay up there and finish all of them, especially on Tommy's birthday if I could. But work calls. Hey, I've got to be able to pay for the next 10 or 15 cruise shows I go to.
There you go. All right, Mike, you take care, man. Thank you. You know, it's funny. He's mentioning, Tommy and the guys. I went, you've become close with John 5 since he's been in the band, right? You love John, right?
Yeah.
So funny story. I was, the show that I was at the other night when I saw you was that Saturday. And I'm in John's room for like an hour before I came in and saw you.
Right.
And I'm in John's room and I was busting his balls because I'm like, John, you're in Motley Crue. You got to have something in your dressing room now. His dressing room was a few bottles of water and vegan energy bars. And I'm like, come on, buddy. I say, you got to have something for me. He goes, oh, hold on. I do have something. And he runs over to the refrigerator. He opens up and he's had a plate of raw broccoli.
Oh,
and I'm like, Jesus, have something in here. And then as we're in the middle of this, there's a knock on the door and it's Tommy. And Tommy walks in, he's like, yo, bros, what's going on? And in one hand, he's got a cigarette.
Yeah.
And the other hand, he's burning incense. And I go, thank God, Tommy, bring a little rock and roll energy into this room. And we were cracking up.
That's funny.
But Tommy told me, which I couldn't believe, that he got John to take a sip of tequila. Did you know this?
No.
I've known John for 25 years. I wouldn't, he would touch alcohol. I couldn't believe it. So Tommy's already rubbing off on him a little bit. Before you know it, John's room's going to be insane in there.
Yeah, at the meet and greet, Tommy came with me and goes, hey, bro, you want a shot of tequila? And I'm like, now? Maybe after the show, but not right now.
Wash it down with your stroke medicine, man. It's great.
Exactly.
Tommy's a trip, man. That guy's never changed, has he?
No, he hasn't.
From the day you met him probably till now, the same guy, right?
Exactly the same guy, man. Just a little older.
There's something to be said for that. There really is. It's amazing. Couple more quick calls, then we got to wrap it up. Let's see. Here's Steven, and Steven's in Greensboro, North Carolina. Go ahead, Steven.
Hey, Vince, man, love you. Thank you for everything.
Thanks, bro.
Hey, I just want to tell you, I was 12 years old in 1983, and my cousin gave me a cassette of Too Fast for Love. And I just remember seeing the front cover with your belt and the leather and all that stuff on it. And I remember thinking, this guy is going to mean something to me one day. And fast forward 2 years ago, I was 52 years old. I had a stroke.
Wow.
And when I came to it in the hospital, the nurse told me that I'd had a stroke and I was on a floor that only 25% of the people go home that are on that floor. And a day or so later, they got me up. I was walking down the hallway. I was holding on to an IV cart, and I had headphones on, and I constantly listened to Home Sweet Home.
Wow.
And I gained my strength back. I was able to walk again, and I went home a couple of days later. But I just want you to know, next time you sing that song, just know the effect it had on somebody.
Absolutely, man. That's a great story.
And Steven, we're glad you're okay, man.
Yeah.
We're glad you're
It
okay,
saved my
brother.
life, man. Thank you so much.
Oh man, thank you.
That's got it. When you think about that, songs that you made and sang and were part of, it's got to be so heavy for you when you hear stuff like that.
Yeah,
From people,
I mean,
what they mean to people.
Yeah, that song means a lot to people for different reasons, and that's crazy that you got better from a stroke just because of the song.
Yeah,
It
and
helped in a little way.
Yeah, and for people that see the residency here, that's a big moment in the show, actually, because you actually do this cool thing where you all talk about hearing and writing that song.
Yeah.
Tommy at the piano, Nikki talks about it. You talk about hearing the lyrics for the first time. It's a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, it is. It's cool.
It's a big part of the show, obviously. It's a big thing. I think I might be able to squeeze one more quick call in here. North Carolina again. Here's Eddie. Go ahead, Eddie.
Hey, Ed. Hey,
Eddie.
Vince, how you doing?
Hey, man, you're on with Vince. We got a minute. Go ahead.
Okay. No, the other guy said he'd seen you guys about 50 times. Well, Vince, I'm the guy with Motley Crue tattooed on my back, the great big pentagram, everything.
Yeah, all right.
I've seen you 270 times.
Wow.
270.
Wow.
270 times, yeah.
You bought Vince's house in Nashville, man.
Yeah.
And the plane too.
Yeah,
exactly.
But
plane too.
yeah, I've been off the grid a little while. I got diagnosed with leukemia, and I hadn't been to any shows in the last couple of years. But
no,
hang in there, brother. Hang in there, man. Just keep pushing, brother.
Well,
like
Eddie,
the REO
you
Speedwagon
too.
song.
You too, Eddie. Man. You too, man. Take care of yourself.
Take care.
Best
Well,
of health to you,
take care.
brother.
Good to talk to you guys.
All right. Thank you,
Take
Eddie.
care.
Take care. Well, listen, man, I can't thank you enough for doing this. I hope it made you feel good, all that
Yeah.
love from the audience.
Yeah, it did. It really did. It's nice that people care.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you get it on stage every night, I know, but to hear people and hear their stories and hear what you mean to them.
Yeah.
That's got to that's awesome. So, all right. So if you happen to be coming to Vegas in the next week or so, go see Motley. It resumes tonight at Park MGM, the Motley Crue residency in the middle of 10 shows. We'll see what Motley announces beyond that. Keep an eye on Vince's stuff because there's solo dates coming, as he mentioned earlier. There's stuff announced for that. And again, man, thank you. And I'm so happy you're healthy.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for always, being there for me too.
All right. Thanks,
Appreciate
dude.
it, man. Vince
All
Neil,
right.
everybody on Trunk Nation.